99.9 WEFM.
Activated morning on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Private joke. Oh, Lord. All right. So good morning, SVG, and we are back with you for another session of another segment of our Activating Mornings program, where we provide more commentary in studio. Doc and his angels.
I love that.
Doc and his angels.
Last week I didn't like it, but this week
I know you would like that.
Last week you didn't like it?
I didn't like it. No, but remember I pushed back on it. But
Why you didn't like
I
it?
thought about it, and I felt it like a child.
You sleep on it?
I felt it. I slept
Felt
on
like
it.
a child.
Doc and his angels. All right. So in studio, we have Dr. Thompson, Dr. Jared Thompson. God, don't say that now. You know, that been prompt day for call.
I was
Don't do
about
that.
to say, I have a feeling Dave's going to be the first caller this morning.
No,
you know.
don't do that. Don't do that.
He's our top fan. Come
He's
on.
your top fan,
Our
right? He in studio is also Christal, Dianna, and myself, Roleza, and we are with you for again another segment of today's Activating Mornings. All right, it is an interactive session, so the number to call us on is 457-9997. That is the WhatsApp as well as the direct line, and we are already live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can message us there too. You know, as well as the WhatsApp. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wonderful. It's the 5th day of August. It's a big day. It's a monumental
You see,
day.
look, Doc at least has
Give me a chance.
a representation of
chance.
one of our colors. What happened to you?
I'm really sorry. You know, when I remembered obviously yesterday because I saw the post and what's not, Maloney Mondays. But I remembered as I was putting it on and I looked at the time, I was like, boy.
Krista, I sure you could have found a shirt that did not need to iron.
No.
You could have just come just so we would understand.
There's blue somewhere.
There's
Yellow
blue
and green.
somewhere.
No, down bottom.
Down below.
Bottom.
But I can't show you that on the live. It's inappropriate. It's my pants. It's my
Well, I
pants.
could see.
You
I
could
could
see.
see. I could.
No, that's no. Doc, do
Yeah.
not pick up for Krista.
There's orange in there, right? But most of my patriotism is in my voice and my heart and my soul. Give me a chance.
please.
I'm trying to redeem
Girl,
myself.
please.
But anyways, in here cold. Anyway,
It is.
It's very wet. It has been a very wet 24 to 36 hours. So like if you're working in AC, it is acceptable to turn it up. When I say turn it up, as in temperature,
I'll just turn it off.
right? Up or off, because it tends to get colder when it's wet outside, when it's
when
raining.
it's
That's how you tell, all right? But it's Maloney Monday. So if you have not left home as yet,
I like that.
and you still have time to get dressed, don't be like me. Put on some blue, yellow, and green. There are multiple watch parties across the entire island.
Mhm.
All right. There's one at Heritage Square. There's one at Annesville. There are several at like different sports bars.
Mhm.
People invited me to like, I'm like, I can only choose one. But I have a special place I'm going to watch it. All right. But the point is, make sure you find yourself in front of a screen. I don't think I can watch it around people because I might faint. I probably need to watch it around people. Doc, how are you feeling? Good morning. Welcome. How you
Good
doing?
morning. Well, I know we're gonna get into athletics. I hate to burst the bubble, but I've got to say this. I'm gonna warn everybody. I'm sure you've got the notice about the amount of dengue
Yes.
that's going about. You
yeah.
know, matter of fact, this year, one of the biggest outbreaks of dengue in the Americas. Ecuador, those Brazil, always 10 million cases so far, even in the United States. And sadly, I got to remind everybody, COVID is still about. 2 cases of COVID last week. You know, who died.
To death.
COVID deaths.
You know, to the deaths. I'm sure this has been going around, but I know we're going to talk athletics and so forth. So I just wanted to really throw this back out in my conscience. Remember, everybody, fever, a little abdominal pain, vomiting, a bit of swelling, and the worst thing is if there's any bleeding that starts bleeding from your gums and so forth. It's a lot more, right? But everybody got to be well. But because of the hurricane that we had and the warm, remember the hot summer we had, how it was so warm, mosquitoes just bred like crazy. And now a lot of cork bottles and plastic bottles have been blown about the place there, gathering water, and mosquitoes are breeding like crazy. So sad. I don't want to have a burst of bubble for
No, wait, I mean,
Christal, but I had to.
as a doctor, you have to say it.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
I had to squeeze that one in.
I'm sorry for snickering there. I'm thinking there are calls for population increase. The mosquitoes seem to be the only ones who took it up.
They answered the call.
I'm sorry. I'll leave just.
I can comment on that.
No,
But as a matter of fact,
the obedience.
as a matter of fact,
Too obedient.
people who are
They don't need to be prompted,
people
though.
who are most at risk,
Yeah.
children under the age of 1, under the 2,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
big.
The
They
vulnerable.
get bitten, right? As you mentioned, of the population, and then the elderly and pregnant persons. Be really careful in relation to dengue. So go outside, look at that drum, look at those cork bottles, look at those plastic bottles still in the yard somewhere thrown about. Please watch those things. And I'm not commenting on the population increase. A human population increase. I'm somebody I support that, right? But
In what ways? Never mind. Continue.
I said I ain't go in there because I'll tell you something. Our birth rate, we fought for years. I used to be part of the Planned Parenthood youth, right? And we fought for years to get the birth rate down. And for some places in the world, matter of fact, there's a chart.
I'm seeing people listen to y'all.
There are some places in the world in which there's such negative growth in the human population that, of course, you could go and import people from another country, and you can have people coming from elsewhere. That is probably the solution, right? And that's probably the discussion we should have. But at the same time, as we celebrate Maloney Monday, it shows the great spirit. And you talked about it of the Vincentian population. And we're going to keep it going, keep it alive. And we're going to keep it strong.
I gotta
We're
give
gonna
birth
keep
to
it
some
going.
more.
So we have
Legends.
more athletes and more persons on the world stage. That's what you're being?
Yeah, that's where it's
Increase the
going.
population, so our probability of winning is more.
The two Dominican winning the triple jump. And they said, what do you think? 70,000 people and so forth. And the way she answered that question really brought out how a small population can do great things. Things are not proportional to the size of your population.
We see what mosquitoes can do. So
Size doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. So All right.
Yeah, and a good laugh. It's the laugh.
I'm not sure what that laugh was about, but yeah. I bought a mosquito. What do you call those? Swatters?
The tennis racket looking thing?
Yeah, and it's one of the new ones where it swivels around and you can plug it in for the. I don't know, is that Chinese? So what's the guy last very long? You plug it in, you leave it there, and like for the entire night, I just hear.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I didn't sleep well, but for the first hour, until I got used to it. So I mean, it's little things. I mean, there's always insecticide as well, and little creams and different creams that you could rub on your skin, and then you have the mosquito nets and what's
coils.
and the coils just kind of send me sometimes. But I was like a little child with a new toy. See me. Neighbor, you have mosquitoes? Come, send them. Yeah, I found fun in the preventative mechanisms, but yeah, that's what you gotta do to protect yourself because it's pretty serious.
Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the health matters out of the way, Doc,
Yes.
we good? All right. So we are going
Run it
to
now.
we're going to jump right into our celebration, congratulatory messages. So, Carla, I see that you're coming in, but let's at least just get these points out, and then we will entertain calls. Okay. So just bear with us for maybe like another 5 minutes in this piece at least. All right. So Vincentian athlete Shafiqua Maloney has advanced to the finals of the women's 800-meter race in Paris Olympics. In her semifinals on Sunday, Maloney clocked a time of, I don't ever know how to call these things properly, but anyway, 1 minute, 57.59 seconds. I hope I said that correct.
Yeah.
Placing second and becoming the first Vincentian to advance to the 800 meters finals in the Olympics. All right. So, she has actually set a new national record as well. And as we reminded everybody, or we told everybody, that the finals will take place today at 3:45 p.m. our time. All right. So everybody is to be looking at some sort of screen.
You better be.
Right? At some sort of screen, because we just might be witnessing history unfolding.
I think we've already witnessed so much history with Shafiqua. I will not be surprised if we get another national record today, because every time she breaks the
Is
record,
another record?
it's like unlocks a new level. Like she got so many levels in her. And I really wish her all the best. No matter the outcome, I think we're going to be like extremely proud.
I think we already are. So
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. I came across a quote that she said yesterday, right? After winning. It says, I've been homeless, not having food to eat, and all this stuff. God carried me through. And this is where you're going to get the chills, right? Must be AC too, but God
It's a
carried me
message.
through all of that. When I got here, I had to believe that he didn't bring me this far just to leave me, and that he would carry me straight through. I made the final. I came in ranked like 27th, and now I'm in the top 8 going into the finals. So that's what she said yesterday.
Yeah. Reminds me of a song with similar lyrics to Didn't Bring Me This Far to Leave Me. Whenever you look at interviews, even when she was with us, she kept talking about praying, like what has gotten you through. She said prayer, she really stresses that. There's some people who don't believe in prayer, but it really does work. To be in the top 8 with the 4th fastest time, that has put a lot of people on edge. And just to hear the commentators speak about her, right? Shafiqua coming up in the 4th one, let's see how we do. I'm Maloney is in the finals. I'm like, this guy is a super fan. He has to be a super fan. I understand he was the same person who interviewed. That's what somebody told me. Who interviewed him with Sportsman.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah.
So he would have had a vested interest in her and just the growth and development.
Yeah, but to watch somebody come from hearing where they were to where they are at now, it is just a remarkable story to witness. Go ahead.
I think one of the takeaways for me is she believed in herself. It didn't matter, because we heard of the struggles, and we didn't have the struggles just this year. We heard of it from before. I think last year it came up, and maybe from even before then.
And then
but
February.
she knew to herself that she had the ability, and this is why she pushed and she persevered. And I think that is one of the things where, sometimes not everybody could understand where you're coming from. Not everybody understands or sees your goal or sees your vision or sees where you think that you can be, but she did. And that is really what my takeaway is.
That's the struggle with getting support from people too, right? Especially in areas that's not mainstream, like sports and the creative sectors and what's not. You will see where you can be, and you might have 1 or 2 people behind you that can see that as well, that can jump on board with your vision. But it's so sad that most people will jump on, some people will jump on after she starts showing results. I'm like, she had that vision from before. She had that potential from before. It would have been nice if you had gotten on board. And to some extent, I don't blame people, because not everybody has the same vision, right? Not everybody could see what you see. Like your vision is yours is yours, right? It's not for everybody. That's why it's planted in you, right? But she has the full support now. She also talked about her coach. He's been coaching her for years, and sometimes it's not being paid.
Yeah.
I think little things like that, knowing that you have somebody behind you who's also sacrificing could push you even further. I don't know. She has like a super plan. Brilliant, in my opinion.
I will say though, I'm slightly disappointed that a watch party wasn't held before.
Why?
And I'm going to say, yeah, the thing of it is that, so we are doing the watch party now. Yes, thankful, appreciative of it happening, you know, because now that she's made it to the finals, but it comes back again to her knowing where she would have been, right? She knew knowing where she would have been. So I think part of it would have been like, you know, to have the support going even before then, you know, in terms of collectively us seeing what in terms of the semifinals. So I see that watching with a little expression.
She had it.
No, there's you know, there's the big game, you know, there's the big game, the finals, and so it focuses the attraction. Matter of fact, I want to look broader and look at the Caribbean and look at what Julian Alfred, St. Lucia, Theo Lafond of Dominica, a number of other athletes from the Bahamas and so forth. That race, you know, yesterday with Thompson.
Oh boy!
So
the male 100 meters.
I was almost sure that he won, you know, but he was edged out by you know, Niles. But around the world also, there's smaller countries that have been really coming out on top. Look, our swimmers, you know, Miss Green,
right?
So, who were. I think that this is an inspiration of what we were just talking about.
All right, just to
I kind of a yes, you can.
Right, you could continue. Let me just give the information with regard to Kenny's Green. So on August 3rd, Swimmer Kenny's Green finished third in a heat 5 of the 50 freestyle in 2.23 meters.
Yes.
No, seconds, sorry.
Yes.
All right, so she is also doing exceptionally well. And let me just...
But you know something, let me see. Several years ago, there was a sports commentator in America who made a comment, you know, black people can't swim. You understand? And afterwards, he got fired, he resigned and so forth. You know what I mean? Because it was considered a racist. And you've been seeing black persons, whether from the Polynesia or even from the Caribbean, really emerging and so forth in that swimming field. But I don't think that there's a sport today, broadly speaking, whether it is this, that, or the other, that you're not seeing people emerge, and you're not just pigeonholed, let's say, to running or
basketball
or basketball. But you look at the American basketball team and so forth, and they're all black. And I suppose that segues, I don't want to segue into a Kamala Harris kind of thing and so forth. You know what I mean? But it's really wonderful seeing this around the world. And so not only Shafiqua Maloney, but other persons, I think, will inspire each other and inspire our young persons, because we consider as a broader family of the OECS, Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and Grenadines.
And as we're speaking about swimming, so I wanted to highlight the Vincentian athletes in this segment. So swimmer Alex Joachim broke the 50-meter national record when he finished 5th in Heat 5 on August 1st. Joachim finished in a time of 2:23 seconds, 23.59 seconds. All right, so that's that. As well as just to note that Handel Roban, he will be... All right, so Handel Roban runs the 800 meters round 1 on Wednesday at 5:55 our time. All right, so
AM or PM? I think it's AM.
AM. All right, so yeah, so that's also something else for us to look out for. Handel Roban's race on Wednesday. Okay.
So we have like just about 3 minutes before courts calls in, right? But something I think sparked a bit of responses that I did not expect online. So IWN, SVG.com, posted an article, 2 hours ago it was posted, but the headline is Vinci athlete who was homeless in US makes 800-meter Olympic finals. there were quite a number of people in the comments who did not agree with the
Title.
title, which would state, and I say, I repeat, who was Vinci athlete who was homeless in US makes 800-meter Olympic finals. I feel like I want to get some people's thoughts on it. So think about that. Do you agree with the headline or not? Given that she's the first female to get to semifinals, Vincentian athlete. She's the first Vincentian to get to Olympic finals. She has been breaking records left, right, and center. Her own records. I mean, who does that? Shafiqua does. And she is in the finals today. How do you feel about that headline?
All right, so let's.
You waiting for comments?
Well, we can think about it. We have a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So, Malone, you want to start the ball rolling?
I've always been worried about headlines. And headlines sadly can change the picture. Yes, they're factual. There was times she was homeless. So supposed to be homeless for a couple of weeks, was homeless for years, living in so forth. And it gives the impression that about instead of an individual going through some tough times in her athletic career, that this is somebody's homeless, and all of a sudden they've changed their their profession to and found that they could run. You know what I mean? So it's a homeless person discovered they could run, and now is it 800 meters. You know, a homeless person, who basically invented a new laptop. So you know what I mean? It can give sometimes the wrong impression, but it may be factual.
But the wrong impression is the truth.
Huh?
The wrong impression is the truth.
Yeah. You know, as you just spoke of it that way, initially when I read the headlines, I didn't think about that, but I guess it's because, I'm from here and I know that it wasn't a case where she was just homeless and then all of a sudden she developed this talent and so on. So I did not think that way. I was thinking, he's just, trying to show how she went from this particular situation to being a champion. Right?
All right.
But it's interesting.
All right. So Chris and I will give our thoughts after. We have to
The
stick
WhatsApp number for those in the meantime, 457-9997. Let's get them in.
All right. So at this time, we are going to invite courts, to get ready to call, right? So let's take a break at this time.
Get ready for the games at court. Watch it, feel it, hear it, get it.